Alright, I want to direct you guys to this video right here. It's an interview with Tyson Fury's new trainer, Ben Davidson. And Dillian Whyte did an interview which I recommended the other day on Boxing Social. And in that Dillian Whyte interview, I'm going to paraphrase what Dillian Whyte said, but he was asked about Tyson Fury. And he said, who's this new trainer that Tyson Fury's got? Who is he? What experience does he have? What has Tyson Fury brought him in for? Is he just there to, hold the pads and laugh at Tyson Fury's jokes that ain't funny? That's what Dillian Whyte said. And I don't know, maybe Ben Davidson is going to be a revelation. Maybe he's going to be an incredible trainer. Maybe he's going to go down and be one of the greatest trainers in British boxing history, for all I know. But when I look at the interviews with Ben Davidson and I see his interactions with Tyson Fury, I'm left scratching my head and I'm left thinking, you know what? At the moment, it seems like Dillian Whyte may well be right. That Tyson Fury has employed a yes man. He employed someone who has the authority to, get Tyson Fury in line when he needs to. Is that who Ben Davidson is? I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. I never met the guy. But Tyson Fury is a very big personality. He's a very big man physically. And I think he needs a strong character in there to be able to, get him in line and get him disciplined and get him focused the way he needs to be, get him serious the way he needs to be. He certainly has needed that in the past. Perhaps it's changed now. Perhaps he's matured and he's grown mentally and he doesn't need anybody to rein him in these days. Perhaps that is the case with Tyson Fury now, but certainly in the past he did need somebody to rein him in, and his uncle and former trainer Peter Fury did a fantastic job. And the first time I saw Peter Fury interviewed, I was impressed, because just the way he talked about boxing showed me that this is a guy who's a student of the game. This is the guy who loves boxing, who watches boxing all the time, who thinks about boxing all the time. He just had a very, very impressive boxing IQ, Peter Fury. From the first ever time I saw him interviewed about boxing, I knew this guy knows his stuff. With Ben Davidson, I haven't had that impression yet. Now, maybe he does know his stuff. From as far as I'm aware, he used to box himself. I think in the amateurs. I don't think he was ever a professional. So maybe he knows his stuff. I don't know. But he doesn't the way he articulates himself is not as impressive as a Peter Fury. Let's just put it that way. With Peter Fury, he has the knowledge because he articulates the knowledge very, very well. But with Ben Davidson, I haven't seen that yet. And when you see the interaction between Ben Davidson and Tyson Fury, he doesn't treat Ben Davidson the way he used to treat Peter. One thing I noticed with Tyson and Peter, there wasn't that much banter. There was a little bit of banter here and there, but it wasn't that much, because I think Peter is a bit more of a serious character, and Tyson knew that. So he wasn't really the kind of guy that you're going to be bantering with. In fact, I saw more banter between Tyson Fury and his dad John than I ever saw between Tyson and his uncle Peter. With Peter, it tended to be a more serious atmosphere, and Peter's not messing around. Because Tyson Fury is a gregarious character. He likes to mess around, he likes to crack jokes and have banter. And I don't know, man, the stuff that I saw him doing, with Ben Davidson in this video, maybe he does do that behind closed doors with Peter. I don't know, or did do it in the past. But I just can't help thinking that Dillian Whyte might be right, and that Ben Davidson is just not experienced enough or authoritative enough to be able to get the best out of Tyson Fury. Time will tell at the end of the day, and like I said, maybe Tyson Fury's at a level now where he don't need somebody to rein him in. Maybe he has enough experience and emotional maturity at this point where He can do it himself. I mean, you look at Floyd Mayweather, for example. That would be the best example to pull up. Mayweather really didn't need a cornerman for the past, for the last few fights in his career. Let's say the last 5, 6, 7 fights in his career. He had his uncle Roger and he had his dad Floyd Sr. for those fights. But what did they really tell him that he didn't already know? You know? Like they weren't they weren't really saying anything that made much of a difference to what Floyd Mayweather was doing round by round. They were just there to put grease on his face and give him some water and stuff like that and just tell him he's great and he's doing amazing. But Mayweather knew how to handle himself in those fights. He was always in complete control himself. He didn't need to turn to advice from the corner. And to be fair, it's because nothing was going wrong. They say that a cornerman is there for when things are going wrong rather than when things are going right. And so in Mayweather fights, the only time that anything ever went wrong, I guess, was in the early rounds against Zab Judah or in the second round against Shane Mosley. But outside of that, he's never really needed any corner advice because he's been winning the fights easily, for the most part. Then again, you could say the first McDonough fight was maybe a bit tricky for the first couple rounds. Maybe he got some corner advice there, which helped him. I don't know. But the impression I get about Mayweather is that he was so experienced towards the latter stages of his career. So experienced. He'd been through so many situations that really it didn't matter who he had in his corner at that point. Because he'd seen it and done it all and he knew how to handle it all. Maybe Tyson Fury is in that position now. Maybe it don't matter who he has in his corner. Personally, I doubt it. I don't think Fury is anywhere near as experienced. Well, I know he's nowhere near as experienced as a Mayweather. So it remains to be seen, but I encourage you guys to go watch this video here, the interview with Tyson Fury's new trainer, Ben Davidson, and you tell me what you think. Maybe some of you guys know more about him than me. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he did train Billy Saunders for the Akovov fight. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think it was Ben Davidson in the corner, and obviously Billy Joe Saunders got rid of Ben Davidson shortly after that, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you know much about Ben Davidson? Did you know about him as a fighter? And how do you think he's going to do with Tyson Fury? Just let me know how you feel about everything I talked about in this video. All right? Miss Hatman, I'm out.